What's up, guys? So today we're going to be installing the DC Sport header for my R18 Honda engine.
Off-road use only.
Off-road use only. We just kind of send it here. With this, I had to buy PV blaster, which is this sucker right here, and this thing helps out quite a bit to remove all those rusted up like nuts and crap. And then another thing that I did, which I highly recommend, is buying all new bolts, all new gaskets, which runs around $75 at the Honda dealership because I got all OEM stuff. So yeah, we're gonna start now. Alright, so the first thing that we did was actually PV blast this whole thing for about an hour and a half, and we let it soak in. I drove it around a little bit to warm up my engine and then bring it back to my garage, and it started steaming, so I PV blasted it more to break it even more loose. So it was about an hour and a half session of PV blasting, as you can tell. The first thing I did was I took out my O2 sensor, and with this O2 sensor you're going to need to have the extended O2 sensor with the lug nut basically, and this gets down in this gap and it'll hook on and pull it all the way out. Next up, you're going to have to take it off this switch right here, which you can easily do with your hand, and that'll pull it all the way out. Following up, there's 3 bolts. There's going to be 2 bolts right here and then 1 down here where my finger's at, if you want to zoom into that shit. And after PV blasting it, these things came out really easy, and they're all the same size bolts, so regardless they should come out all really easy. The next part that we're going to do right now is break loose these bolts, which we already did, and these are connecting from the header to my block of the engine, and that's going to be like the rustiest part of this job, or second rustiest part of this job. So we're going to remove this next, and then we'll tell you guys what to do next. So moving on to the next part, there's 2 O2 sensors to this catalytic converter setup, header setup. The first one will be this one, which we already took off on the previous clip. The second one will be down here, but you have so much space in here that you can play around, so what you actually really want to do is just unhook this one. So you're going to get into this little spot right here, which matches this exact same bracket. And you're going to want to just unhook this, and from there you can access your bolts below it a little bit easier. The next part will be underneath the car. This is kind of like the downpipe kind of area. There's going to be 2 12 size bolts, and you're going to need to undo them on the underside. These are going to be rusty, so you know, PV blast them like we said earlier, and it should come off pretty loose. Be aware of these springs also. The springs are pretty compressed, so you know, carefully approach it. As you can tell, sounds god awful.
Everything is probably fine.
And as you can tell, it starts loosening up a lot. After you remove those 2 bolts, there'll obviously be this gap because it'll be separated. So next up, you got 2 14 bolts. This one will be the first one, and then you're gonna have one. You want to aim the light a little bit, which would be right there where he's touching. And those are both 14s. What you're gonna want to do is break them loose first because they're gonna be really hard to get. And be ready to start, you know, doing your thing. Get to it, son. Okay, so after taking those 4 bolts out on the bottom side, what you're gonna have to do is take these 2 out right here. This is connected to your catalytic converter / header. With this off, you can actually pull everything out and up, and then you can remove it from the underside and install it on your new part. So these 2 12 nuts are coming off next. Oh yeah. So we took this piece of shit out. What you gotta do is undo both sides of this piping, which has all 12 nuts. So when you take this all out, you can take off the extra O2 sensor that's right here, which we already did that with PV blaster and everything. On the new one, there's a gasket right here. It's a circular one. Like I said, get all new gaskets. I highly recommend it. And all new bolts and stuff. I have those as well. we already fit this one into place. So what we're gonna do is bolt up this top end right here, which is gonna be the 2 nuts and the 4 bolts right here. Bolt these back up, and then we're gonna work underneath the car all over again and just bolt everything back up. Just make sure you get all new gaskets and all new bolts. Everything's rusty as hell, so you wanna get everything new in case you need to return it, or if you wanna sell your car and return it back to stock, it's a lot easier. All right, let's put this bitch together. All right, let's go.
Okay, right?
Yeah.
We have to drive it, bro.
What the fuck?
What's wrong, buddy?
What have I just created? This thing is not like Baileyable anymore. I hope the video clips does justice on how loud this thing is, because I don't even know how my cold start is gonna be like, dude. When I do my fucking cold start, my neighbors are gonna fucking kill me. My parents are gonna fucking kill me. My dog's gonna fucking kill me. Everything's gonna fucking try to kill me, bro.
Was it worth it?
I'm saying 75% no, 25% yes. It's my first day kind of running it, so I gotta see how it goes. I think, because I want to keep it, because it gives me a lot of more space and looks clean in my engine bay. I think I might run a resonator and a muffler later, but I am so depressed right now. I don't know what to think. My mind is just out of my head now.
All I know is you're fucked.
I'm so fucked. So fucked.
Guys, I don't know what to say anymore. This thing is fucking loud. I think I'm gonna have to do a resonator and muffler, like I said. We'll see how everything goes, but like, comment, and subscribe. I hope this actually helps you guys who actually want to run this. I think it's a pretty easy thing you can do with yourself or one extra buddy. So let me know what you think. Yeah, and welcome to the club, boys.